Are you gonna get the new MacBook Pro? Are you gonna get the 16-inch or the 14-inch? Are you gonna get the 64 gigs of memory or the 32? Are you gonna get the M1 Max or the M1 Pro? It's just really hard. I'm having like this mass debate in my head. I've been masturbating. I bet you've been masturbating about this too. Well, let's stop masturbating and just come together on this new MacBook Pro and discuss. I needed that release. Whew. Hey, this is Rick. Welcome to VidTech with Rick. Well, we're going to get into the new M1 Pro and M1 Max. Which one are you going to get? I'm leaning towards the 16-inch. Let's just get it over with. I think I want the 16-inch. I don't know why. I was all set for the 14-inch, but I saw the MaxTech video. Oh, MaxTech. Do you ever watch those videos? I mean, thank goodness they do those benchmarks because I don't have the time or the resources to do all those. But, well, if you've never seen one of the MaxTech videos, here's a clip. Oh my gosh, this is insane. The Geekbench scores between the 16-inch M1 Max and the Banana won by 60 seconds. Well, those benchmarks are insane, but the point is they did all the tests and they found out that actually the base model M1 Pro 14-inch was actually just fine with the 16 gigs of memory for a video editor like me.
And that adding more memory or adding more GPUs or going to the max, it was just unnecessary.
Now, I can't believe that, but that's the conclusion they came to. So these are benchmarks and they're not real world, like, you know, actually physically editing and doing things and working. I really do think the more memory and the more CPU cores and GPU cores would come in handy in certain tasks, and it will probably be, but unless you're doing it side by side, you would never know. So maybe just the 14-inch base model is great. I'm leaning towards the 14-inch because it's just more portable. I got rid of my 2017 MacBook. I loved it. It was slim and wonderful and I loved it, but I took it on a trip to Cancun and guess what? It was really hard to edit things with that. I could do my regular work with that, but it was very hard to edit and the screen was so small. And I'm like, you know, I'm not traveling as much as I used to. And why do I need to have anything portable? I just need to have it kind of sort of portable. So that's why I started leaning into the 16-inch. It's only $200. If you configure it properly, it's only about $200 more. If you configure it about the same, it's only about $200 more for the bigger 16-inch. And I'm kind of thinking, yeah, I think I'll go for that. So I sold my MacBook. It was kind of a challenge, but I have a video about that. But now I'm without a laptop. I kind of need a laptop. Now, that said, I do have this one. This is my, this is my 2007 15-inch, and this is a clunker. Oh my gosh, this is so heavy. This is just really heavy, but I did like to have the bigger screen real estate. I mean, this is a big screen, and I'm sure that the 16-inch is about the same. Wow, this is just huge. But the thing is, it's still kind of portable. And I remember when I was using this for my video work, it was too big and I couldn't fit it in my camera bag and it was just a clunker and I just hated it. And the fans would just roar and it was horrible and I hated it. And that's why I wanted to get the most small, compact thing ever, like the MacBook with no fans. And that's why I got it. And it worked great for me for a long time. But you know what? I think for the little times that I do travel now with COVID, I think for at least a year, I think it'd be fun to have the 16-inch and just have a bigger screen, you know, like this one, have a bigger screen to be able to edit and stuff, but it's still portable enough. I took pictures in the Apple store of the 14-inch against the 16-inch. The 16-inch wasn't all that much bigger. I think I could get away with having a 16-inch and I think I'd really enjoy it because when I was in Cancun, when I was editing, when I was doing my work, I was like, little screen. So I think a bigger screen would be great. Now, I think the 14-inch would be a great big screen compared to that one. That was only a 12-inch. But the 16-inch, I think that would be the best. Okay, so I talked about delivery and I don't want it delivered. Well, Apple has the base models, the ones that you see that first pop up, those are usually available in the store and they became available again. Now, my ideal one would probably be, if I was getting a 14-inch, I would want a 14-inch with a 1 terabyte drive, and that's not what they have there. They have the 8-core CPU and 500 gigabyte, that's their base model. That's what they would have in the store. I just want more storage this time. I just want to edit off of my actual internal. They're so fast. The internal SSD is so fast. I'd rather edit off of that. And I'd rather have as big as I can. Now see, I'm using this green screen and the green screen just like fills up with all these render files and things. But you know what? If if I could get away with not having, if I could get away with not rendering, I mean, is that even a concept? That might be great. And that's what I think the faster M1 Pros are gonna do, make it so that I don't have to render and I don't have to have all these render files. That would be a dream. And then I could probably get away with having a 500 gigabyte internal storage and just edit off of, you know, whatever. I think I could, because my M1 Mac Mini that I've been using for a long time can do that. It can edit without rendering for a lot of things. Now the green screen, 4K 60p, that kind of drives it crazy, but I don't know. I could probably get away with it on the M1 Pro. So I think I'm going to get, so I could probably get the base model of that, but I want to jump up to the next level where it's the 10-core CPU and the 16-core GPU, the highest M1 Pro you can get without going to the Max. I think the Max is just a little over excessive for what I'm doing. I don't think I need to spend all that money. So I think it's just kind of a sweet spot. So if I was getting a 14-inch, I'd probably get the, you know, the second level base model of the 10-core CPU, 16-core GPU with a 1 terabyte drive. Now those are the ones they have in the store every once in a while. And I think I would love to have the 14-inch because it would be portable, it would be great, I'd love it. But that's 16-inch. In fact, it became available today. The MacBook 16-inch M1 Pro with 10-core CPU and 16-core GPU and a 1 terabyte drive. That became available at my Apple Store right down the street. And I could go get that today. It's just, I don't really have room on my Apple card because a lot of things happened to me. I had a radiator blow up and I had to do a tune-up and get new tires and all these dumb things with my car. And I'm just like, let me just wait a minute on IRS. I just have to wait just a week or two before I can run down and grab it. And I also really don't need a laptop at this moment. But guess what? I can turn in this baby and get 520. This is just the base model. I paid $639 last November for this at B&H, and I can turn this in and get the trade-in value is $520. So that brings my new MacBook price down. Also, my I'll just quickly say my 12-inch MacBook, I actually got it sold, so I got $300. So that's actually $820 that I can go towards my new Mac. So I think the power of the 16-inch MacBook Pro will be the one for me, and I can just have one computer, and I think I can get away with it, but it will be a consistent editing and workflow for me when I'm traveling or when I'm sitting here at my desktop and plug it in. Oh, and another thing I forgot to say, the XDR, is it called XDR display? This isn't it. This is, you know, the old MacBook, but the XDR display, if I can have that sitting up, it would act as a second display, and I could use that to do editing and do things. And I can also see, I think you can see HDR footage with the screen. So that was another consideration for getting the 16-inch MacBook Pro. I can just use it all the time as a second screen for my videos when I'm editing. So I think I'm gonna go for the 16-inch. How about you? What are you getting? Well, I hope this stopped you from mass debating about the 14-inch or the 16-inch. Whichever one you choose will be perfect, max holder value, and you can turn it in later and get something better when something else comes along. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.